Just because you're black doesn't mean you have to vote Democrat. This year, in order to see benefits for our communities, we need to vote outside the box. Find out more by visiting us at tuconservative.com. This season of the Urban Conservative Podcast is brought to you by Newton for Senate, working to improve education, reduce taxes, and keep North Carolina #1 for business. Find out more at newtonforsenate.com. This episode of the Urban Conservative has also been sponsored by Case Technology Consulting. Help your business get value out of its data and become more efficient and streamlined. Case Technology Consulting. Check out the link in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, peace and love. Thank God it is Friday. Another beautiful Friday. We made it, folks. You are tuned into the Urban Conservative. It's a Friday thing. We normally do the weekly wrap up. Ali's on the road out doing his run. Shouts out to Abdul Ali. He's out there. If you haven't heard, he announced he's running for state party vice chair out in North Carolina. So you can learn more about that by visiting tuconservative.com/Ali4NC. No, not the number 4, spelled out FORNC. Check that out. Shouts out to him, and also shouts out to all of our sponsors, our underwriters, all the good folks that support us. Do us a favor, get in the comment section, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you can head to the website, tuconservative.com. Get yourself a membership. It's $10. You get a membership for the year to an amazing website. It helps support what we do here at the Urban Conservative as far as spreading this message out to the urban communities across of course New York and North Carolina, but everywhere we share our content. And again, if you want to make sure you tap in with us everywhere you listen to podcasts at the Urban Conservative, let us know where we're not. Where do we need to be? Where are we not that we need to be? Today's show is special for me, and I've been excited to do this interview for a while because we talk a lot about politics here, but hip hop culture, uh, uh, um, what New York City meant to hip hop culture, what's going on now in our culture, in hip hop culture, does have a direct impact on how people are seeing politics. And the brother, I'm really excited to talk to and have a conversation about his story and what he's been through and trying to help the youth. He has an amazing story, and I just want to quote something here. It says here, uh, it is his intention to take his violent past day-to-day experiences and present them to the teens and adults in the inner city tenements and low-income housing projects. And that's important for us here across the United States. Then, based on his reputation and experience, he hopes people will learn from his story. So, I watched this brother on YouTube, right? I watched his channel for, I don't know, about a year before I reached out to him, and I seen what he was doing and how he was telling his story. And the big thing is that he was always talking about how he could give back to the community and telling his story, not to glorify what he's been through, but to share that story in hopes that the young people that are out there now glorifying that make a different decision. So without further ado, I'm very, very proud to bring on to the show for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Glaze Gibbs. I wish I had the sound effect machine. Wah, wah, ha. Good brother, how are you, sir? All right, your mic on. I got no audio on you.
Good day. How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you taking the time, good brother. You have for those that watch our show, right? I want to get into this book, right? This Beyond Lucky, this book, and just give our audience kind of the backdrop of who Brian Glaze Gibbs is from the street time and why your message is resonating so much with the youth now. Like, what's the backstory? Because your name is synonymous with people like 50 Cent, the real 50 Cent, not the rapper, and people of that nature. And these are respected, quote unquote, icons in the street, right? So give the people a little bit of backdrop about your story. Who is Brian Glaze Gibbs?
You know what? It's a difference between who was Brian Glaze Gibbs and who I was. I was a sick individual that took advantage of my community. A citizen going out there, going to school. Besides going to school, getting an education, getting caught up into having strong work ethic. I didn't do that. I took the shortcut, and by taking the shortcut, I became something that I wasn't. For my life was consist of crime. I did everything from A to Z, from selling fake jewelry to robbing to burglarizing, and it took, what I'm saying, right now, like a hell of a transformation, and it took, what I'm saying, like me getting help. I'm able to basically everything I've been through. Like I told you, it took the death of my mother to help me to change, and that's when I try to rewrite my wrong, like right my wrong, because I did a lot of crazy, devious lives that you cannot get back. So now what I'm trying to do is, how do I right my wrong by coaching, counseling, teaching the younger generation to prevent these Gibbs.
Right. I hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, good. Yeah, so talk to me about this book, because the book, how did that book come about, right? Because you go away, you come home, and some people will want to sensationalize their story and glorify it for profit. And you came out and you wrote this book, and what was the process in writing this Beyond Lucky book? How did that come about?
The story, like you're doing time. I'm away. Caught a federal case. Caught a hell of a federal case, and about different things, like where did we went wrong, what took place, and not only that, right now is it's like, and being accused of having one murder a week from June '87 up until November '88. It was like a scare. Don't get me wrong. I had a heck of a reputation, and the difference is right now is, guess what? I, I got a reputation upon, and I had a bunch of people following me for all the wrong reason. But when these folks talk about you had a murder a week, at one point in time, I was accused of killing. They thought I was the number one suspect for the Edward Burns, the NYPD police car back in February 1988. Edward, what's his name? The president elect. I'm saying, in the hand campaigning the war on drugs, but just so happened I didn't have nothing to do with it. But based upon my reputation preceded.
Yeah. So at that age, right? And obviously at the time you didn't know you were gonna write a book, but when you're walking around with this reputation, right? We see this attitude now. You gotta kind of see it in the youth now that are out there making this music. You got the young thug situation. You got all these different, where the gang culture, the street culture that you was living through. You got kids from the suburbs now emulating that, right? So what is somebody like you who's been through that, been through the system, when you see this now, what goes through your mind when you see this? And you talk about it on your YouTube channel, but I want the folks to hear it from you. Like, when you see all of this stuff going on, like, what's your first instinct? Like, is it just that these kids are misled? Is it they don't know how to handle money? Like, what do you think that is?
You know what? I'm thinking history repeating itself. Everybody, what I learned is like what we are. We are a professional people pleaser. We and impress people that don't really give damn about you. So with these young cats, they want to live that life. But we was coming up hustling. My objective was to try to get enough money, buy my mother a house, get out there. You want to get out of there, but you legally. Why the hell you still dipping and diving? It don't make no sense. Like, why the hell I'm gonna take clean money and mix it with it? You sit back and you think about when you talk about why is L. At the time when they caught that case last May, what's his name? Jeffrey Willer, Gunner. You know what I'm saying, worth $4 million. So once again, y'all cats, instead of being there in that environment, but I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go. It's more places to live than Atlanta. It's more places to live than New Orleans. It's more places to live than Chicago. It's so many different places that you can go and reinvent yourself and stay away from all that negative environment. You feel, even though you more or less like made gains and you became successful, whether you became a successful detainer or whatever you call it in the corporate America, sometime right now is you got to leave people behind, especially people that don't add value. Only thing they want to do is live off the land by committing crime. It's time to go, man.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I don't understand having millions of dollars legally, like you said, and you come up with all of this success. You able to buy that house for your mom. You able to get that car, right? And then you join the gang. Like it's absolutely weird. But that, I guess that's the thing. Let me ask you this quick question, right? Because again, I mentioned earlier, uh, um, in your prior life as a young man, your name was associated with, like I mentioned, people like 50 Cent, like the real 50 Cent, and all of these other famous New York gangsters, right? How do you think you guys play a role in the youth now trying to emulate what y'all was, and how do we stop them from trying to emulate that? Because you had this media, you had gangster rap, you had all these DVDs and all these things come out that actually glorified the lifestyle, right? So do y'all feel, those of you that, and I mean, I guess you could only speak for yourself, but do you guys feel like you play a part in how these kids are looking at it, and how easy it is for them to go to violence, or not?
You know what? Once again, when I was coming up, right now you listen, you hear different stories about different people, and people got to sit back and think about it right now. Wiz, man, stop them by stop praising, people that went away and did time. You got a guy went away, he did 20 years, 30 years, he come home, people want to throw him parties, like, yo, my man came home from murder or selling drugs. Now he home. He's a hero in the community. Billy, Sally, John, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, Cynthia, that did it right the first time. The military, basically right now went into corporate America, and right now they retired. They made a career out of the military. They made a career in corporate America. They taxpaying citizen. Why don't we give them parade? Why don't we give them the red carpet and big parties or whatever? Why don't we give them the hip hop hooray? Why don't we do that? Why don't we praise positivity? We too busy falling in love with that nonsense. I don't get it, man. But once again, whereas what do we brainwash? I can remember being like what Cypress Project, and one of the guys made so rest in peace. My man James Butler, Infinite Blackguard. He came home. Black on the Southern Avenue side of Cypress. Blackguard came home looking like a Greek god. Looking like right now was he got muscle everywhere. He even got was, everybody look at, yeah, man, I was in jail, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. But they looking at the fact how good he looked from a physique. When Black left, I got other guys that's around there with me saying they can't wait to go. Whoa, that is our
Yikes.
mindset. We thinking, because to think like that, you're not thinking.
Yeah, no, that's out of pocket. Yeah, yeah, it really is. Ladies and gentlemen, we kicking it with the real Brian Glaze Gibbs here on the Urban Conservative. It's Friday. Listen, the book is amazing, man, and what you doing now? Like I said, I watch your YouTube channel, and I reached out to you because I felt like what you're doing, we need to be highlighting that positivity. And sometimes, the videos that go viral or the people that get the light sometimes aren't the people that are doing the most positive things, right? So when you decided to I guess the word would be redeem yourself or go after that redemption, right? What was the end game? Okay, I want to help as many people as I can, or do I want to set up an organization? What was at the core of that decision to make that change?
You know what? Like, running to people that even you get the opportunity to be around. And while I was inside, I was able to talk to guys that was when I was able to talk to them and like basically just talk common sense into them and let them know right now that, a lot of times you got guys, especially like a career criminal. A lot of them you ask the question, did they have any regret? And a lot of people say no, they don't have no regret. And everybody entitled to feel they way they want to feel. But me, I got plenty of regret. I wish I had to hit that button, do playing Grand Theft Auto with their life each and every day. We was playing Grand Theft Auto with my life each and every day, and was no from 14 and 24 doing grown man stuff. And that's why I say right now is like when I was in and I was able to see and his mother to help me to really reflect back upon life. And what I'm saying is I'm in incarcerated in a whole 24 hours a day. You only come out 1 hour for wreck, and if it's extremely too cold, man, I'm not going out there. You got what 3? I'm in a hole, and I get the news that my mother died. And you know what? Like I say, that just man rocked me to the core. I'm boo hoo hoo hoo, all emotional crying, nonstop. Because I'm hurt. That was my mother, my father, my big sister, my best friend. Anytime I got jabbed, don't it's gonna be all right. I lost her. The way that I'm feeling, I'm in a hole. A week go by, I'm not eating, I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything. And I can remember right now it was a jail cell window. And I'm praying to God, God, please show me a sign that the woman that I love more than life itself is all right. Snow everywhere. But I'm seeing this white rabbit like dashing through the snow for my, and then it helped me start reflecting, man. Like imagine how I feel. Imagine the pain and suffering that I family directly, indirectly. And with that type of pain, I didn't want to wish on my worst enemy no more. So shortly after my mother died, I'm in the Eastern District, Brooklyn Federal Court, in front of Judge Edward Corman. And based right now, everybody asked me if I got something to say. And I can remember, mind you, this is 31 years ago. 31. I said, listen, Judge, I can't blame Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols. I can't blame Howard Pappy Mason. I can't blame nobody. Then I did it because that's what I wanted to do. It took the death of my own mother to help me to realize that I inflicted upon the victim and victim family that type of pain I don't want to wish upon my worst enemy. And that was the healing process. Because once again, when you think you out there playing Grand Theft Auto, it's all right until that pain hit home.
Mm.
See, you don't know how it feels because you can't relate to it. But once that pain hit home, say, guess what? I got plenty of regret, man. Plenty.
Right. Right. Wow. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. And again, ladies and gentlemen, let me put the book up here. Yeah, I know, sis. I know, Val. She said, "Yeah, it's the service where he at. We gonna do part two of this interview, folks. Make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. This is the Amazon for the book Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, crack money, murder, and redemption. We kicking it with Brian Glaze Gibbs right here on the Urban Conservative this Friday. I wanted to talk about this Vlad TV thing, and I'm gonna clarify what I mean by this Vlad TV thing, right? Again, I've been watching your videos for a while, and you had to start your new YouTube channel over. I'm gonna pull that up in a second and let everybody see that, right? But you did this interview with Vlad, and he then made a video talking about your emotions as it relates to how you were talking about the situations that you have went through, those things. And the way you answered him was real deep to me because, like you said, you can't tell nobody how to feel about something. You don't know what the process that people have went through, especially in those situations, right? So do you think that we can do more because there's a lot of violence? Well, like, I don't know if if you would say it's measurable to what you've seen back in the days, like the amount of violence now versus back in the days, but it's a lot of violence going on right now. Do you think it's something emotionally off with these kids? Is it like, what's missing that if we could snap our fingers and give it to them, what would it be like? Because it's out of control at this point. Like, you got to admit, it's ridiculous right now.
You know what? You're right. What is missing? People allowing their emotion to supersede their intelligence. People feel they got something to prove, especially when it's this, man. Here it is, my suggestion. What is missing? The ability to do critical thinking for breakfast. Now, before you do anything, is it going to add pleasure or is it going to add pain? So when I mean by pleasure, based on a great job at work, I'm about to get this promotion, I'm about to get this bonus. You know, that's pleasure. But right at work, right now was I'm about to get fired. I'm not gonna have money to pay my mortgage, my rent, my child support. You got to think, what do I have to do to change? What do I have to do to make sure that I keep my job? And that's the same thing with this attitude when it's out there in the street. Whereas we came from an environment that if somebody tells you, or another man, another boy invite another boy to his private part, you getting your head taken off. But once again, emotional immature. First of all, we have to go back to the basics. Sticks and stone may break my bones. You don't know my mama. True, but we so caught up into any type of form of disrespect. You invited another man to your private part. Up in New York, you going to take somebody's head off. The bottom line, somebody, man, get out of here, man. You don't get down that way. So it's like right now we're emotional immature. It's like our society, our children, and not just our children, our parents. Right now, it doesn't matter how old you become, we still are emotionally immature till we able to admit and accept that. Nothing gonna change. We gotta develop thick skin. We gotta make out of the gutter. We gotta make sure positive energy in, positive energy out. But if you got negative energy, and to me, right now, is like I say, a lot of times you have to change your environment. You have to keep away from the people. Yo, man, they want to, but because of peer pressure. So a lot of that stuff got to change. And where it come from, it got to start from with you. Listen, guys, down with that crew. I'm not doing this because I don't believe in doing that. They got to learn to stand up for themselves and just get away from that. Get away from anybody that's
Right, right. Yeah, that's very, very simple to, you know, it's it seems now too that we want to put a lot of the blame on the media, like everything is somebody else's fault. Like the idea of personal responsibility, right? Like taking personal accountability and pride in our work and pride in what we do. Those kind of things I think are missing. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying every song on the radio has to be, you know, some type of backpacking. You know, I get the club music, I get the street music. I'm a hip hop dude. I get there's a place and time for everything, but it's like saturated at this point with it, and it's out of control. You know what I mean? Like it's out of control. Yo, shouts to everybody in the comment section. Brother Frank is in the comment section. Said Vlad TV is Fed TV. His interviews is used in court against dudes that's charged with crimes. Yeah, I think he rebutted that, Frank, brother Frank. I think he rebutted that. In all fairness, you know, we keep it objective over here. I think he rebutted that, but I'll check into that. I'll look into that. We talking with Brian Glaze Gibbs. He got the book, Beyond Lucky. You got the copy right there, right? Yeah, yeah. Let the folks see that.
Yeah. Email me at Brian Brian Gibbs Gibbs 1201 at Yahoo. Copy autographed by me, and I will throw in straight from the street and straight from the street volume 1 and volume 2 audiobook for free.
That's what I'm saying. You're getting to see that's what happens. You get deals over here on the good stuff. And listen, it's nothing like having a book, like a physical book. You know what I mean? You gotta get the physical copy. Or I love the audio thing, but it's nothing like the physical book. So real quick, before we get up out of here, right? There's one other thing I wanted to touch on this the outreach, the redemption side of things, and trying to work with the youth, right? Um you what would you say to somebody that has that nephew, that grandson, the homegirl son who's in, kind of in love with that look, with that street life, with that, being around that energy we talk about. What could you tell that person that may hear that try to prevent that young person from jumping off the porch, as they call it?
You know what? That's $1 million question. And they all now, you got anybody that's out there that's at risk, that right now is that you know they trouble. You know what? This book, I talk about right now is from the time I got caught up into the street, 13, 14 years old, robbing and stealing. I talk about the first time, you know what? I put that there for a reason because once again, letting them know the trial and tribulation that you're going through by falling in love with the street. You can fall in love with the street, but the street don't love you back because as soon as you're gone, whether you go to the penitentiary or whether you go to the else waiting in line to take your place.
Yep, absolutely. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we need y'all. Y'all can head over to Amazon and just type in Brian Glaze Gibbs, Brian Gibbs story, and you'll find the book there. You know what I'm saying? Um, I know you getting this nonprofit organized and getting busy out there and talking to the youth. What's up with the YouTube channel? Because before you had some crazy numbers on YouTube and lost that whole situation, but yo, to just tell the folks some of the content that was on that other YouTube channel so they could kind of get an idea about some of the things you cover on your channel.
The YouTube channel that the Brian Glaze Gibbs YouTube channel, I got up to 942 videos and over 10 million views. And right now, as of November 28th, the channel is still there, but I lost asset. Still my channel, but I can't upload new videos. And the spoke about, right now is redemption. I talk about, like them saying, mental illness. I spoke about crime. Right now, from the F to my organization, Eminem to Fat Cat Nichols, Pappy Mason, the Supreme Alpo, with the situation with Alpo. It was so many different topics that I was able to talk about in 942 videos and right industry. I can remember talking to LL Cool J, and he like, yo, man, I be listening to your stuff. He said, what is it? I said, it's my ministry. And again, anytime you got a platform and you can share it, I don't try to be up here. Right now where it's like bad mouth, being disrespectful, going after people. And it's right now, if you look at some of these social media platforms, these brothers up there, this and all that, I don't got time for that. Can I do that? Yeah. Can I be the best at it? I don't want to do that. That's too much energy. We got to stop being emotional immature. If you got platform, especially when you got large platform, how do you utilize for the greater good? And right now, would you be surprised? I did an interview with one young cat. He was younger than me. He's like, yo, man, we used to watch. You used to come out, give us $100, and we used to want to be a role model, but you are a role model because people are paying attention to your every move, whether it's negative, whether it's positive. Is at one point in time with Brian Glaze Gibbs and Eminem, I had a bunch of people for following me all for the wrong reason. Now my objective is how to change it around and get people to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, getting people to support the BGG movement, to support my organization. How do we get together, let people know you don't have to pretend. You don't have to be a gangster, a tough guy, or whatever. And I think right now is I got tired of being bullied. So right now is I became a bully. I became a bad ASS. That's why I say hurt people hurt other people. And I was hurt. And right now, once you get hurt or you got going for that no more. So right now is you embedded in your mind, in your heart, that you're not going to accept no type of form of disrespect. The right way and a wrong way. And the fact is, it's up to us. Because if I put myself around a bunch of negative individuals, move away from these negative individuals, these cartoon characters, and move toward positivity. Like my man, you know what I'm saying, Raheem, where it's like, you know what? They got their organization going on. And to me, when they reach out to me, you listen. Because once again, it's about building. Nobody can win by themselves. You need a team, and you need a hell of a team in order to be successful in life. So all these people out there, my message is all about throwing at that multi-billion-dollar prison system. Stop making that multi-billion-dollar prison system your permanent. Crime don't pay. If I can change, anybody can change. And my message to the youth today, I wish I can be y'all guys all over again. And we didn't have access to the internet. You can go like this. How can I be successful? How can I we here, man. Google encyclopedia. If you're lucky. Come on, man. Y'all got the whole world at you. We just sing at the assembly. We got the whole world. And
yeah, I remember that.
now, and the whole world at your fingertip. Y'all got the whole world at your fingertip, man. So when you got positive platform, take advantage of it, man. Because the advice, the information at the urban conservatives giving is free, man. It's real.
I appreciate that, brother. And I appreciate you taking the time, you know what I'm saying, to making time. And we would love to have you back on the platform and as you build the ministry and we here to support, you know what I mean? And and again, so let the folks tell them the email again so I can get it up on the screen. What is it?
Brian B. Gibbs, Gibbs 1201 at Yahoo. That's right now is you email me, you can place your order for your signed copy of the Beyond Lucky book. A true story, a crack. And right now is I don't candy coat it. I tell you when I got beat up, when I got robbed, when like when I was in the cell, when listen, I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, because once again, if somebody tell you they never took a loss, that they never got beat up, then they not being human. See, a lot of times people want to make it good, but nobody. I'm gonna tell you I was a professional crybaby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
if I'm a human, if I'm hurt, like when my mother died, oh man, I cried me an ocean, man. And
Right.
31
Right.
years later, I'm still crying.
Right. Well. I appreciate that, and folks, make sure you see the email on the screen. Make sure to reach out to him. The brother's responsive. If you want to support what he got going on, you need him to come speak at an event. You got a group of youth you need him to come talk to. Make sure to go check out his YouTube channel. Get the book. Reach out. Read the book. Support what he got going on. Again, have a great weekend, folks. We're going to be doing Soulful Sundays. That's our faith-based programming. Sundays, 12 noon. Make sure to tap in for that. This Sunday is going to be the history of the Black church in America. Part 2. We ran part 1 last weekend. So make sure to tap in with that. Make sure to tap in with us every morning, 8 a.m. for Top of the Morning with Adore Ali, and Monday nights, 8 p.m. for the Urban Conservative. Again, Brian, I appreciate you taking the time, good brother. It's been real. We got to do part 2 of this, bro. We got to
We
get you
got to
back on here. Yeah.
let people know. Let people know to check out the real Brian Glaze Gibbs. At one point in time, I had 64,000 subscribers, and you know what? I lost that. And a lot of times people ask the question because YouTube took it away and made a mistake, removed my permission. But I started a new platform a couple of months ago. I got 3,400, say, new subscribers. So I'm open to anybody want to come on my show. Anybody want got an interesting topic they want me to share. You know what? Like I say, as long as you being mindful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the old channel right there. What's the new one? I didn't hear you say it one more time.
The real Brian Glaze Gibbs.
Hold on, I'm typing it. All right, boom. There we go. All right, y'all see it in real time. There we go. So make sure to get a head on over there. You see what's going on with the content. Make sure y'all head over there. Give him a like, a follow, subscribe. We're going to get the brother back on the platform. We're going to be back here Monday night, 8 p.m. for the Urban Conservative Podcast. But again, tap in Sundays with us. Yo, thank God it's Friday, man. We about to go get a little cigar and maybe something brown in the cup, possibly, maybe. I don't know. But brother, have a good weekend again. Get Brian. I appreciate you taking the time, folks. It has been real kicking it with you, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, bro. Hey, have a good weekend. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll tap in with y'all later. Peace.